All right, everyone. So we're going to talk about our product, which is Nestle PureLife Water. We are group number 3, and our group is made up of me. I'm Tiffany Allen, also Taylor Cameron, Katie Whites, and Caitlin Kirkwood. So just to jump into things, an introduction of the things that we're going to cover in this presentation. We're going to do a short company overview so you can get to know who the Nestle company is, how they started, when they started. I'm then going to cover an analysis of our strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and the threats that we identified within the company in this particular brand extension. And then my other group members are going to go over the market research, our marketing objectives or goals, and our strategies for achieving those goals. We're also going to go through our targeting and segmentation plan as far as our target audience and those demographics that we're going to try to reach with our strategies. Then our advertising and online media plan, which will cover some of our marketing efforts, sustainability plan, product extension plan, and then just a conclusion to wrap everything up. So starting, we're just going to go into a quick overview. Our product is Nestle PureLife bottled water. You may have seen this on the shelves before or served in some restaurants if you buy bottled water. So our goal for this product was to create a plan so that the Nestle company could increase its sustainability efforts and then also explore possibilities for some strategic brand extensions in order to achieve specific goals that we felt were relevant for the company and for this product particularly. So the Nestle company is part bottled water manufacturer, Nestle PureLife specifically. The brand Nestle was founded in 1993 in Switzerland by Henri Nestle. And this company is the biggest food company in the world, according to a source from Investopedia. It has a presence in 29 countries and has large international recognition. You can go to pretty much any of the major countries around the world and you can find Nestle products there. So it's pretty much everywhere. Very well known, has a lot of history with it as well. So with all of that history and all of this company's background, we decided to go in and do an analysis specifically for this product, which is Nestle PureLife bottled water, as we've mentioned. So some of the strengths of this product is the global presence that I just mentioned. Also, with the size of the company, they've been able to do a lot of different things with package optimization of their water bottles and reducing harmful chemicals and harmful substances that are produced within the water bottles. Their parent company is also very strong. The parent company, Nestle, they have a lot of resources and a lot of things that they can pull from in order to help individual brands like PureLife succeed. It does, however, have some weaknesses. A lot of people see, a lot of consumers see the PureLife bottled water as a bargain brand. It's not really up there with the same perception that a lot of people have of different bottled water brands. They're competitors, which we're going to get into in a little bit. The packaging also obviously uses single-use plastic since they are a bottled water manufacturer. So although they do have optimized packaging and they use recycled plastics, they still are using a lot of plastic that obviously after consumer use is not recycled 100% of the time. And they also have poor brand association. Other Nestle brands that are seen as higher end include ones like Perrier, which is a high-end seltzer water brand. And most people don't associate the quality of that brand with the Nestle PureLife brand. So that disconnect between the quality perception of those two brands is definitely a weakness within the company. Opportunities, however, that we do have within this brand, all companies have the same opportunity right now to offer aid and assistance and participate in philanthropic work amidst the COVID-19 pandemic that we're in the midst of. So they have the opportunity to make donations or to do their part to get clean bottled water to people in other countries that might not have it or to essential workers. And there are also opportunities for co-branding. We're going to explore this a little bit later on, but there's the opportunity for this brand to sort of tie itself to some higher end brands to boost its reputation and help people increase their level of awareness of the Nestle PureLife brand. And then just some threats from outside of the company. Obviously, competition is always a threat, those other water bottle brands that I mentioned earlier. There's also a challenging sales climate, especially right now. The economy is doing unprecedented things. And so just trying to adapt to those different rises and falls in the market is always a challenge. And then one of our threats also is being a less sustainable brand, just because of all the plastic use that I already mentioned. So that's definitely a threat since consumer trends are moving a lot more towards sustainability and responsibility regarding the environment. So now my next team member is going to go ahead and go into our market research and cover a couple of our different strategies and those things. So then here is Katie.
Hi, I'm Katie. Next, we are going to look into our analysis of market research that we have done for Nestle PureLife. We wanted to begin by looking into the different target markets. So who is buying Nestle PureLife across the globe? We found that Nestle PureLife is sold in 29 countries around the world, in Asia, the Middle East, Africa, the Americas, and Europe. Typically, 25 to 34-year-olds are the largest consumers of bottled water. Bottled water is typically consumed by people with more active or on-the-go lifestyles. It is the #1 consumed household beverage as of 2017. And finally, bottled water is not gender specific. Next, we wanted to do an analysis on Nestle PureLife's direct competition. This is a huge factor for them, and so we wanted to do a little bit of looking and analysis into that. The first huge competitor that we found for Nestle PureLife is Pepsi Company. So as you can see, Pepsi Company owns Aquafina, Propel, LifeWater, and Bubbly. This is among just a few of dozens of different brand extensions and products that they have that actually compete with Nestle PureLife. So that's a huge competitor for Nestle PureLife. The next huge competitor for Nestle PureLife is the Coca-Cola Company. As you can see, the Coca-Cola Company owns Dasani, Vitamin Water, and Smart Water. Just similar to Pepsi Company, the Coca-Cola Company also has a ton of other brand extensions and other competitors other than just these few that are listed here. So another huge competitor for Nestle PureLife. The next is Crystal Geyser, as well as Fiji Water, Evian, which is owned by Danone, and finally generic brands. And so generic brands include those different water bottle brands that you will see at grocery stores, convenience stores, gas stations, and more. And they include brands such as Kroger, Safeway Select, Great Value, and more. And although these are some of the biggest competitors for Nestle PureLife, I will just note that Nestle PureLife sees a lot more competition than just these listed on this slide. There are an immeasurable amount of water bottle companies worldwide, and so the population pool is definitely very dense for Nestle PureLife. We also wanted to do a little bit of an analysis into brand extensions that Nestle PureLife competes with. So luckily for Nestle as a whole, Nestle has a lot of different products in the water industry, including Perrier, San Pellegrino, Nestle PureLife, of course, Deer Park, and the rest of these that you see listed. And so this is good for Nestle, the company as a whole, because, at least they have this differentiation and they have these different products, and ultimately that's strong. However, as we saw in the last slide, some of the biggest competitors such as Dasani, Crystal Geyser, and Aquafina, as you can see on here, these companies have their brand on different forms of water, so enhanced water as they call it, so sparkling water, fruit beverages, that type of thing. And the reason that this is an issue is because you see these big competitors, and immediately when you see, for example, Dasani sparkling water, you're associating that with Dasani regular water as well. And so that brand is in turn stronger and more recognizable, and as well as, of course, Crystal Geyser and Aquafina sparkling waters. And so the reason that we view this as a disadvantage is because when you see Nestle PureLife, most people typically aren't associating it with San Pellegrino. And so this ultimately is harmful towards the brand because those just aren't being associated or connected like some of the competitors' brands are. Finally, for competition, we wanted to also look into indirect competition. So this indirect competition that we're speaking of includes reusable water bottles. And so I've listed a few of the most popular, including Hydro Flask, Yeti, Camelback, and Nalgene. Just like plastic water bottles, this is just among a few of many around the globe. And we view this as a competitor for Nestle PureLife because these companies, as the world is beginning to start moving away from plastic and towards a more sustainable world, people are starting to use these instead of plastic water. And so essentially, a lot of that market share is starting to shift over towards these reusable water bottles. Um, this is an indirect competition for Nestle Pure Life. However, we do see this as potentially an opportunity, which we'll be talking about in later slides. Next, we'll be looking into our IMC objectives and strategy for Nestle Pure Life. So our first recommendation for Nestle Pure Life, or our first objective, is to increase sustainability efforts. And our idea for this campaign is entitled the Green Cap Campaign. So as you can see in the first photo, we have changed a Nestle Pure Life bottle to have a green cap. And essentially this is for the Green Cap campaign. And so we've redesigned the package to be able to kind of recognize the green cap immediately and to be able to recognize that there's a campaign or there's something going on. And essentially with this campaign, we are looking to recommend a turn-in cap program. And so essentially what this is people will buy Nestle Pure Life with these green caps, be able to recognize that immediately, and then be able to turn in these caps to different locations and send them in. And essentially the reason that we want to do this is to encourage recycling and encourage sustainability, essentially. And so both the cap and the bottle will be recycled, but utilizing this green cap campaign we think can be really, really useful. And we're planning to incentivize this. And so as you can see on the far right, we have created a flyer, and essentially this is saying win 50% off of this limited edition hydro flask. And so by turning in 50 of the green caps, you will be able to receive a coupon to be able to for this promotional product, essentially. And so this is one example of how we will incentivize this. We also recommend other ideas, such as having sweepstakes and different giveaways for those that collect and turn in the 50 green bottle caps, just to improve this message and encourage people to want to participate. So our next IMC objective recommendation is to improve global brand perception. So to begin, we are recommending a co-branded bottle with Hydro Flask and Nestle Pure Life. So as you saw on the last promotional flyer on the last slide, we have created this Hydro Flask and Nestle Pure Life co-branded bottle. We think that this can be really useful because currently Hydro Flask is a competitor, and we think that by merging these two companies into a co-branding effort, it will, for one, increase brand perception and awareness. It will also help both of these companies to be able to go into each other's markets and ultimately just be able to mutually benefit off of each other. As you can see, we have included the same green cap that was on the Nestle Pure Life plastic water bottle, just to kind of have that similarity and have that same brand recognition. Our next recommendation to improve global brand perception is to have celebrity endorsements. And so essentially finding celebrities that influencers that support sustainability. These are a few notable celebrities. So Meryl Streep, Mark Ruffalo, and Leonardo DiCaprio. These are among just a few of many. Ultimately, having an endorsement from a celebrity will really help for just that brand awareness and globally having people perceive Nestle Pure Life and that as it is. And then finally, we are recommending to have a sponsored event. And so we recommend to have a conference or concert that Nestle Pure Life sponsors. Nestle Pure Life and Hydro Flask, this co-branding effort could also definitely sponsor the event depending. And by similar to the celebrity endorsements, we think it will be important to have people singers and whatnot, so Maroon 5 and Adele, that are also similarly interested in sustainability and different efforts such as that. And so ultimately, we just think that having a sustainable event, having celebrity endorsements, and having this co-branded bottle will really help to improve global brand perception. And next, we just wanted to go over our IMC strategy. So our first strategy is to differentiate our product. Ultimately, this will generate a larger target market and increase sales. Our next strategy is to encourage repeat purchases. This will promote brand loyalty and brand recognition. And finally, to give back during the COVID-19 pandemic. This is a really hard time for a lot of people, so it fosters a very important opportunity. Ultimately, this will stimulate trial and increase brand awareness.
So I'm going to talk about our targeting and segmentation plan. The business model for the bottled water industry is split 88% on retail sales and 12% on home and office delivery. Both of these are very important, but we need to focus more on retail sales, obviously, because that's the bigger portion, while still considering both target markets. The best way to do this is to use a combination of strategies when looking at segmentation. Geographic, psychographic, demographic, and behavioral, with an increased emphasis on sustainability. So the sustainability affects our biggest target market, which is the first one. So this is people ages 18 to 35, college educated, includes all genders, with usually middle to above average income. Our second specific target market are people who are technologically literate, so people ages 14 to 25, including all genders. This target market is really important because these people are usually seen as opinion leaders, and they have a lot of followers on Instagram, Facebook, whatever platform you prefer, and this can help create organic word of mouth for our product. Our third and last specific target market is people who are the head of their households. So people ages 28 to 40 that live in urban and suburban areas. And this is important because they usually make the purchase decisions for their household. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about our advertising and media plan. So our objective is to educate our target markets on sustainability efforts of our brand. Our strategy is to utilize billboards, ads in grocery stores to provoke word of mouth, as well as coupons. Our execution is to put a social media campaign in place on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, as well as distributing coupons. Part of this advertising and media plan is this co-branding idea that we had. So Hydro Flask is really well known for being eco-friendly, reusable water bottles. It kind of diminishes the use of single-use plastics. So I think that would be really important for Nestle PureLife to get involved in. It shows that they aren't just focused on their own brand, they're actually focused on the environment as well. So we created a mock-up of a unique Hydro Flask that could be part of this co-branding campaign, as well as putting green bottle caps on the PureLife plastic bottled water. And if so many are turned in, you can get a coupon at hydroflask.com, which incentivizes consumers and gets them more involved. A second part of this is using social media. So I think we really need to get in that target market of these eco-friendly 18 to 25-year-olds that are more active. So here are some examples of what we could use on an Instagram story just to get people more excited about bottled water, because it's not the most exciting product, and just get it connected in their brains a little more, nature and their product. Last, I'm going to talk about our sustainability plan. So our sustainability and ethics plan is looking to help individuals and families, communities, as well as the planet. It'll help individuals and families by helping 50 million children lead healthier lives, offering tastier and healthier choices, inspiring people to lead healthier lives, and applying this nutrition knowledge. It'll help communities by trying to improve 30 million livelihoods in communities directly connected to our business, enhancing rural development and livelihoods, and respecting and promoting human rights, and promoting decent employment and diversity. It'll help the planet by striving for zero environmental impact in our operations, so caring for water, acting on climate change, and safeguarding the environment. So Nestle does an okay job right now with their sustainability campaigns. They did this Wild About Water campaign for kids, trying to get kids involved in drinking more water and learning about recycling. But in some ways, it sends a conflicting message about the environment by drinking from single-use plastic. Nestle does have a couple ads about recycling, one that I'm going to show now.
My name is Mark. I pick up the recyclables and bring them to the right place. This is my part.
Yo soy Oscar, yo separo las botellas de plástico, las de color, y esa es mi parte.
My name is Manny, and I make sure the plastic bottles get shredded into plates so they can be recycled. This is my part.
I'm Arnold. I help keep all the machines running and keep my coworkers safe. This is my part.
I'm Monique. I'm responsible for ordering recycled materials for our bottles. This is my part.
My name is Cameron. I oversee the recycled plastic molds being heated down and blown into new bottles. This is my part.
My name is John, and I help us design the bottles properly so we can recycle them again and again. That's my part.
We all have a part to play. Yours may be the most important part of all. Every time you recycle your bottle, you make it possible for us to create a new one.
So as you can see, they have a couple branding items towards sustainability, but that's about it. It was really hard to find that ad, and the Wild About Water is kind of conflicting. So branding on sustainability in additional ways is really important. Overall, our sustainability and ethics plan, the goals are to promote reusable water bottles through the co-branding with Hydro Flask and promote recycling in more ways with more ads and more incentives.
All right, my name's Kaylin, and I will now be talking about the product extension plan. So based on the objectives previously stated, Nestle PureLife plans on co-branding with Hydro Flask and participating in public philanthropy work and to improve social media marketing. And with this, Nestle plans on taking more steps towards sustainability, and by partnering with Hydro Flask, it's encouraging the use of not purchasing plastic bottles as much, and then to develop new target markets. Hydro Flask is very popular with younger generations, and Nestle Pure Life currently is, more advertised towards your middle-aged soccer mom, and by partnering with Hydro Flask, it'll get the brand awareness out there more, and younger generations will be more interested in Nestle, or at least will recognize the brand more or know Nestle Pure Life more, for more than just the water that they got for their youth soccer tournament. In return, this is going to increase sales for both Hydro Flask and Nestle. People will start to associate the name more, word of mouth marketing, and want to purchase more of Pure Life water. And lastly, it's going to differentiate itself. People will begin to recognize, like, oh, hey, like that's that water brand that partnered with Hydro Flask and has that really cool bottle, instead of just like Aquafina or Dasani water. Like, they'll just be like, oh, like those are normal, they're boring. And to increase brand recognition, this is very specific to Nestle Pure Life, and it's just going to help it take it to the next level, and it'll widen the product scope. As for a timeline, within the first quarter, we would like to schedule meetings with Hydro Flask and contract with Hydro Flask, get the design all done, get everything signed, a plan in place, begin the green cap manufacturing for the Nestle Pure Life water bottles, start packaging bottles with the green cap, begin to set up an advertising and marketing campaign, and plan summer events, pop-up booths, booths at different events, summer events that lots of people will go to contract the artists and vendors and facilities for these summer events, and the artists who are going to design the Hydro Flask bottle and things like that, as well as conduct focus groups set up in 5 major cities to see if this is a good idea, if it will help or not, and then continue with monthly cross-functional team meetings just to gather feedback and see how everything is running along. Along with that, in the second quarter, we would like to contract with a celebrity endorser and set up an advertising campaign with that celebrity endorser, as well as receive licensing for summer events, and fully implement the bottle cap program with the third party. So begin to start that recycling program, get those bottles distributed and on the market with the green caps. And make necessary changes to the water bottle appearance and advertising based off of the focus group so that the Hydro Flask bottle is as successful as it can be. Begin to advertise in cities based off of the focus group and begin running advertisements, billboards, digital billboards like New York City, and continue manufacturing the green cap water bottles and begin to manufacture the Hydro Flask Nestle PureLife co-brand bottle, as well as continue more monthly cross-functional team meetings to receive feedback and evaluate how the progress is going. To continue on in the third quarter, we'd like to host the summer events through July, August, and September. Continue with the manufacturing of the Hydro Flask bottle and of the green caps, the Nestle bottles with the green caps. Run efficiency testing on the bottle cap program, see if it's working, see if there is good feedback, a good turnout, anything like that. And then in the fourth quarter, collect the data from the efficiency testing and evaluate it, make any changes and enhancements that need to happen to make the program more successful. Plan pop-up events in major cities based off of market research, and conduct post-testing focus groups set up in the same 5 cities to see if there is more brand awareness, to see if they recognize Nestle more, if they purchase Nestle more, like Nestle more, and then have a cross-functional team meeting to analyze the data and begin changes for the 2022 IMC plan and continue along with monthly cross-functional team meetings. Now, all of this is going to cost money, and in the first quarter, I have broken it down into the materials and tools needed for every quarter and the costs associated with those. In the first quarter, a Canva subscription to create all of the ads and the social media content, the designs for the bottles, the labels, anything like that. That'll run about $119.40 for a yearly subscription. So that's a one-time flat fee. And then booth fees for the summer events, which are to be determined once the events are picked and pop-up locations are selected. So those will vary. And then Qualitrix subscription to produce the surveys for focus groups, post-evaluations, anything like that. And that starts at around $2,500 a year, depending on kind of package you want to get. And that would also be a one-time flat fee. For the second quarter, do the celebrity endorser fee, and that can range anywhere from $5,000 to more than $100,000 depending on the celebrity status. Again, more booth fees for summer events, which are to be determined. Printing of new bottle labels, which will run about $37.13 per every 100 labels. Begin city advertising on billboards and stuff. So print billboards run around $250 a month in rural areas and go up from there to $1,500 to $4,000 to small mid-sized cities and $14,000 plus in large markets such as LA, New York. And digital billboards run around $15,000 plus. And then continue to produce the bottles with the new caps and produce the Hydro Flask bottles. The bottles with the new caps would run about $12.87 per 24 pack of 16.9 ounce bottles, which is Nestle's standard size bottle. To continue on with that, in the third quarter, pay employees to work the summer events. Employee wages would be determined. Produce Nestle PureLife bottles, again, continuing on with that, $12.87 per 24 pack of 16 ounce bottles. City advertising, so again, all the billboard fees, the monthly billboard fees, and then printing of new bottle labels, so again, $37.13 per every 100 labels. In the fourth quarter, much more of the same, pop-up event fees, employee wages. A lot of these are going to be seen repeatedly. So to conclude, the main objective of this IMC plan is to increase sustainability efforts and improve global brand awareness. These goals will be met by co-branding with Hydro Flask and the redesign of the Nestle PureLife water bottle caps, hosting a sponsored event with Hydro Flask, also while securing a celebrity endorsement. By gathering and evaluating data, these objectives will be measured in a 12-month time period. Pre-test and post-test will be run on the effectiveness of this IMC plan and will be used to improve upon, make changes, keep things the same if it is working. And a cross-functional task force will be formed in order to evaluate the current year and future years. And everything in that timeline would be made into a checklist that would be used and evaluated to measure the effectiveness of the plan that is to begin in January of 2021. Thank you for watching our presentation, and feel free to leave us any comments.